Okay, and we're back with the Gospel of Thomas, translated by Thomas Lambden. Last time we stopped at 81. This time we'll begin at 82 and hopefully finish up to 114. And again, I'm expressing understanding from a point of that which is within. All explanations are already included below in other videos, just so I don't have to keep repeating myself. Now, I had a emotional morning. Bear with me here. 82. Yeshua said, "He who is near me is near the fire, and he who is far from me is far from the kingdom." He who is near me is near the fire. What's the fire? Speaking from that which is within reference with anybody who has any inclination of that at all, any awareness of it at all, knows when certain things align, and people know their events, playing with their kids and innocently, and you got no worries, no nothing in the moment, and you just light up. Other examples like that, you have your own. I'm not going to sit here and name example after example. Just that moment when there is, like, it feels like an explosion from the very center of your being, and it just overflows outward, and you get extremely emotional, you get overwhelmed, people start crying, etc., etc. Everybody's had them before. It's just that the most common ones to see that happen with is within religion. Especially biblical references. Because those are those are pointing at the very fabric of life. Its flow, its explanation, its understanding of it. Because when it... Oh, the dog. Because when life is actually present in a moment that it's not regularly present as much as it should be, for whatever reason, people call them responsibilities. Except they're societal responsibilities, not life's responsibilities, taken to the extreme. It's supposed to be a harmony. But those moments, because you don't have a lot of time, suddenly you got a moment where nothing else matters but the moment, and boom, you get lit up, and it feels exactly like a fire. Like just like that visual iteration expresses, like like the center light, and it just explodes outward. That's exactly what it feels like within, without being able to describe it within a tangible way. It feels like just like the presence of life just shooting outward from the very center of your being. Which coincidentally, like all drawings, every depiction of it is right from the center of your chest. Not your heart, the center of your chest. Like that's literally right where it feels like it comes from. And if you're not near, and if you're ignorant of the very essence of yourself, that which is within, you're far from life, and life flows from the kingdom and flows from that which is God. And Yeshua is part of the Trinity. 83, Yeshua said, the images are manifest to man, but the light in them remains concealed in the image of the light of the Father. He will become manifest, but his image will remain concealed by his light. That is a direct reference to Yeshua himself and who he was and is. '84, Yeshua said, when you see your likeness, you rejoice. But when you see your images, which came into being before you, and which neither die not become manifest, how much will you have to bear? I actually read up to this one in recording prior, but this just got too, like, it just got too explanational. It went off course too much. It's just too confusing for me. Because of this right here. When you see your likeness, you rejoice. I don't see likeness anywhere. The only likeness for me to share would be understanding of life. I mean, similarities of people, yeah, it's a good time. People, that's just harmony. So that throws it off, and it gets too explanational. Where I got to explain, then I got to explain the explanation. It just went too far. And that was only over that one piece right there to make sense of the rest. When you see your likeness, you rejoice. So now I will go 25, but I am pausing there. You know what? Let me alt. And since this is still early, what I am expressing on is sharing understanding. That doesn't require a physical camera to see me because I am not relevant. The understanding that is being expressed on life is. That's all. So I'm not going to have a camera when it's not necessary to draw more attention to it. No, I'm not. And as far as reading from the script, I'm reading on what's on the screen. I got nothing going except those two right there. Webpage and Streamlabs desktop. And I wish I put in a pause the record button because I got to go to the bathroom now. Other than that, there is White Crow for a wallpaper. Sitting in a library and a bunch of books with candles around. That's all that's going on. Just making that a point because there's so much AI created stuff nowadays, especially biblical teachings ones, and it's like you don't know where it comes from. Is it coming from a person creating a video with AI and just expressing their understanding and their thoughts and stuff? Or are they just letting a freaking program come up with things and then just spew it out there into the ether? I'm doing none of that. I don't want no part of that. That's why I want to keep this raw as could be. No script, no nonsense when I'm expressing understanding. When I'm explaining understanding and stuff like that, that's different. I read off notes, I express at the same time with the camera. But when it comes to like just sharing understanding of life and stuff, no, I am irrelevant completely. No script, no notes, just what's on the screen. Read it. No reference to self, just the understanding and life, and that's it. Now, excuse me, I gotta go to the bathroom. Mr. Snuggles, kitty, you gotta follow me up here too. Kitty followed me upstairs. I apologize for that. But like I said, I'm not editing, I'm not cutting, other than end pieces. I will not cut things in the middle. I'll pause. Like if I had a button to pause the recording, I would. But as far as, cutting out a section or I said something, I don't want to do any of that. Not that I'm being lazy. I got programs to do that. I know websites that I could do that. But I don't want to do all that nonsense. It's like there's so much artificial out there. There's so much, everything's got to be flawless in this way and that way. It's got to have a nice picture to it. It's got to have the perfect equipment and jump through all these hoops. How is any of that relevant to simply sharing information and understanding? The words are the only thing relevant. And as long as they remain raw as could be, that's the best way they could be. Unperformative. Like, I'm not putting on a performance, I'm just sitting here talking. That's why it's better not to have any camera, and that's why it's better not to have anybody at home. It's just me, myself, and I in my privacy talking as if I'm talking to myself. Well, I don't talk to myself this way though. You know what I mean. I'm just sitting here chilling, speaking out loud. That's it. Expressing understanding. 85, Yeshua said, Adam came into being from a great power and a great wealth, but he did not become worthy of you, for he had been for had he been worthy, he would not have experienced death. It's not lunchtime, pickles. Relax. I think the turtle's hungry. Yeah, I'll toss her a few pellets while I go over that. Adam came into being from a great power and a great wealth, and that which is the source of life. Oh, she's gonna be mad now. She gotta wait for her. Yeah, there she is. She's like, well, where's the goodies? You ate all the protein. The turtle. You ate all the protein. You don't have nothing but pellets left for now, and you gotta wait. You gotta wait for them to absorb moisture in the water and become more brittle so she could chomp them down. So she just came back to the corner and looked at me like, where's the grubs? Where's the shrimp? Where's the protein? Adam came to being from God. He did not become worthy of you. He did not become worthy of you. For had he been worthy, he would not experience death. Meaning he was. Death was before he came to be, or death came to be when he was, and still prior to Yeshua's physical presence. That's what that means. Even though he was the first stated, that he was still prior to Yeshua. But I don't. But yeah, experience death, physical death. I stopped and I thought, how could he experience? Wait, no, but you know what? I'm moving on. That's two different layers, and it's confusing. It's almost contradictory. Because I'm like, which death is it talking about? Because we still experience death, but not that which is within death. But then it's like, well, Adam couldn't have experienced that either because he was in the very presence of God. So it is written. So it's like, no, that's confusing. It's like there's not enough information there. That's too vague. I don't know. I mean, generally it's just saying he was as good. That's all it's saying. See, that's what's confusing. I'm trying to look into more when the answer is right there as plain as day. All it's simply stating is he was there before Yeshua was physically here. And it's greater, it's better, and is reference a point that reference of being after Yeshua was here and fulfilled what he fulfilled than before. That's all. '86, Yeshua said, "The foxes have their holes and the birds have their nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head and rest." That's actually what was bothering me this morning, which is oddly coincidental to read it right now. Literally, exactly that was like emotionally, it was like really, I'm not going to go over, but it was really bothering me this morning. Just the thought of it. The thought. I'm just going to say it because, if you understand it, it really racks you. Like, it's sad. Like, it's soulfully grieving that he was here as a man and nobody was close enough to be mutually understanding enough in regarding life for him to that mutualness where it's like, oh, this one understands, so it's like there's a lightness there. There's like, lay your head in rest. You know what I mean? Like it's just a comfort there that's resting when there's mutual understanding. And the very thought of being that alienated is very grieving. For the entirety of Yeshua, all references, spiritually, physically, etc., to be just to be not fully understood is just so, not fully understood, but understood enough to a point where obviously he had no place to lay his head and rest. Because even as a man, he was still a man here walking around with everybody. Still feeling the same things as everybody else. But just a lot more than anybody else could ever comprehend. It's like, yeah, because I have a very deep understanding of life. And not self-referenced either. And it's like, just the thought of nobody's ever really understood the same way I have. Nobody ever sits down and talks about this stuff in this manner. And it's just like how I couldn't even imagine the giver of life, the creator of life, being that, even when physically here, being that almost alienated, within mutual understanding by your own creations. That is so wrong, bad. There's nothing you can't hold that against anybody, but that's still grievable. That's just extremely heavy. And honestly, that was just a thought. That was a contemplation earlier that really bothered me. And that's why I said earlier I had a very emotional morning. And it's like that is such a heavy understanding. That's all. Extremely heavy. And obviously that has a great influence over emotions. Hence what I said. Understanding is impersonal. Expression is personal. That's why I like understanding. I don't have to make it personal. Not about me. So that's my take on 86. 87, Yeshua said, wretched is the body that is dependent upon a body, and wretched is the soul that is dependent on these two. Wretched is the body that is dependent upon a body. That is superficiality. That is ignorant of that which is within, ignorant of depth. Where whatever's on the surface of any layer of anything determines it. It's as if saying your body is just your body and that's your entirety. Yeshua said that is wretched. That is ignorant. Ignorance of depth. Because all you think you are is a bag of bones and flesh. And if that's all you believe, that's all you're ignorantly convinced of, you got a right to. That's your own existence to live. But if that's all you believe, then, well, that's what's said right there. And I'm saying that's ignorance. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying there's more. And there's so many references of more. I don't know how anybody's convinced there's less. And wretched is the soul that is dependent on these two. So that would be, okay, now it makes more sense. Is that saying wretched is the ignorant that is dependent on another ignorant? Superficially ignorant, lack of depth, no idea of essence or that which is within yourself, like a soulless person, to name it as entertainmentally easily understood as I can. It's like you had two of them people in there, yeah, they're wretched. And if there's a somebody with the soul that is with them, dependent on those two, they're wretched too. That's the simplest explanation of that in a deeper sense. That's what I mean. Ignorant of essence and ignorant of the life, the very center, depth. It's so hard. It's easily understood, but very hard to explain. Hence why this is all raw, because expressing understanding in the moment, there's no scripting. There's no way to script it. Go. Don't be over here making a racket. Got itchy ear. 88, Yeshua said, the angels and the prophets will come to you and give to you those things you already have. Excuse me. And you too give them those things which you have, and say to yourself, when will they come and take what is theirs? Well, what did I don't know about what the angels, I don't know what the angels preached. Is there a book from angels in the Bibles in somewhere, or biblical texts? I don't know. It's always from a man, and they're always named prophets. So, in understanding purposes, I will remove angels. Give to, well, they're just like the reference point, like who's naming it. Damn forearms are dry, or getting a rash. Yeah, and okay, well, okay, I will leave it as it is, but they're basically saying it's information and understanding on life, the presence of life, presence and absence, on the singularity of that which is life and the flowing of it. That is the singularity, the defining factor in everything. It's like the only thing that could be really reduced down. Never mind. See, I've already explained that, and I started explaining it all over again. And you too, yeah. Once you know these things, once you understand them, Give them those things that which you have, and say to yourself, when, yeah, again, that's what you, when you receive, when you not receive, any way you get information to understand life, all I want to do with it is share it, because it's not mine. It's simply an understanding. The thing is its own thing to be understood. It's so hard to describe that. That's, I mean, understanding is so, I mean, it's so dynamic, so detailed, but yet so simple. But then when it tries to come out of your mouth, it's like, and apparently that is pre-language understanding. I don't know. That's just the way I've always been. That's exactly why I'm explaining things, because freaking a lot of these things, the way I've been, I never freaking researched them to even know if things were worth expressing on. When will they come and take what is theirs? I have no idea. Who's coming? Who's taking? Whose authority on what? It's like, I don't want to be taken out of here. I want to be given. I want life to be given to this world, not its absence. Regarding this whole thing, if that's talking about, when will they come and take what is theirs? Will that be like that reference, like the rapture, as they call it? But again, I got no authority over that, so I'm not speaking on it. I'll just make a reference of that, and that's it. 89, Yeshua said, why do you wash the outside of the cup? Do you not realize that he who made the inside is the same one who made the outside? I love that reference. It's literally the most simplest way to educate somebody on understanding that which is within. Your body is like a cup. You care all about the outside, and then what are you doing to that which is within? Skeletons in the closet, making sure the cup is dirty. That's what it is. Dirtying your own interior. And whatever way that people do. And it's like, yeah, there are mistakes and everything, but again, the point is to share understanding and information of understanding to lessen that. More presence, less absence. More knowing, more understanding, more presence, less absence. More ignorance, more absence. That's why I'm talking. You want to improve the world? Open your mouths in a good way for once. Quit damning the world and aiming all the absence. There's presence too. It's like, if you know everything that is wrong, you also have to know all that which is right to know what's wrong. Presence and absence. 90, Yeshua said, come unto me, for my yoke is easy and my lordship is mild, and you will find repose for yourselves. I know what repose means now. Rest, peace. I don't know. That's the self-definition. I mean, I have no authority to speak on that. I don't know what yoke means. I mean, yoke is easy. Lordship is mild. But ain't nothing more to say on that one. Will you find repose for your there? Yeah. 91. They said to him, "Tell us who you are, so that we may believe in you." He said to them, You read the face of the sky and of the earth, but you have not recognized the one who is before you, and you do not know how to read this moment. Tell us who you are, so that we may believe in you. To name that deeply within understanding, that is saying, give us the answer so we don't have to do the work of understanding, so that we may figure and understand you and see you for that which you are, instead of you having to give us the answers for us. Open your eyes in understanding from within. You will see. You will understand. He said to them, You read the face of the sky and of the earth, but you have not recognized the one who is before you. Boom, right there. You have not recognized the one who is before you. Their discernment enough to read the face of the sky and of the earth, but they don't have the understanding to discern the Lord present before them. And present before them, do not know how to read this moment, the very moment they were in, and the moments, his actual presence. It's like, you're here in the moments with me and you're still ignorant of me. What are you doing wrong? Come on. You want the answers? Find them yourself. I'm teaching you already. Come on, get with the program. 92, Yeshua said, Seek and you will find, yet what you asked me about in former times, and which I did not tell you then, now I do desire to tell, but you do not inquire after it. Life. That is a very direct reference to life. Seek and you will find. What you adhere to in the now, continuously in the now, in the moment, not putting it off tomorrow, not reminiscing on what you should have done, but continuously seeking life. In the moment, every moment continuously, you will find it. Just like you lose some keys. If you don't stop looking, you will find them. They did not disappear into thin air like everybody says. If they are in your house and you rip apart your entire house piece by piece, you will absolutely, within reality's limits, find them. Reality's a dictator. They did not get up and run away like everybody says. Seek life, you will find it. And yet they were seeking. He did not tell them. Now we desired to tell them, but now they're not inquiring after it. And that explanation, I lost what the point that came, the point I realized, crap, what the heck was that? Yeah, I just expressed seeking you will find, especially because that's referenced quite a bit. Damn. Crap. All right, you know what? Moving on. I just literally put a speed bump right in front of myself. 93, Yeshua said, do not give what is holy to dogs, lest they throw them on the dung heap. Do not throw the pearls to swine, lest they beep, whatever that is. Now you see, this is beyond my understanding. I mean, give what is holy. Like what? Like that's what I don't know. What is holy? But yet, see what I mean? But yet he was with the sinners. Like he said, the sinners the unhealthy need a doctor. Do not waste your time lengthy on those who will not listen. Bailey, get out of here. Well, don't yip. I just tapped you in the butt, you big baby. What are you scared of? What? You're acting like you're scared of something. You're freaking pacing around me, tangling up wires, and my hands are covered in lotion because my fingers are dry in the winter. I just barely tap her in the butt with my foot just to get her out of away from the wires, and she yelps. I'm just expecting I didn't hurt the dog or nothing. It just startled her because she's literally going around my chair and walking over the wires and things. I don't know why. Man, speaking of dogs, don't give them a kick in the ass. See, I don't know that. Like, that's... Oh. See, more interruption. Do not give what is most important to those who will not value it. That's all. That's all I'm going to take from that. I'm just specifically, like, first I was reading as sharing understanding of life, because that's what you want everything to harmonize with the presence of life. Life itself. Because then nothing will be worthy of throwing on the dung heap. It won't be that absent. Well, a literal pig, if you want to say swine, a literal pig in presence deserves pearls around his neck. Not for showboating, but just, it's presence. It's all about presence. Even just a pig is a beautiful freaking existence of life, okay? Everything's pearls. You just got to look at it. You just got to know the pearls underneath it all, what makes everything valuable. Even a pig, even an ant, a butterfly, a bird. Everything, anything. Just the process of flow of life. So that's what it's like. That's probably not that deep. That probably just means that, that which matters most, don't toss them around to people that will abuse them and misuse them and not value them and stuff like that. Hence why I'm sharing understanding. Take it, like it, listen, understand, not, I don't care. 94, Yeshua said, he who seeks will find, and he who knocks will be let in. That I just covered with seek and you will find in 92. Same thing. If you seek life in the moment of now, continuously, you will find it. For me, that was understanding that which is life. And what could I do with it now? Two things. Live it, share it. Except I'm doing that as one thing. Living and doing it, and then sharing, well, you know what I mean. All right. 95, Yeshua said, if you have money, do not lend it at interest, but give it to one from whom you will not get it back. Generosity. Caring for life, that which matters most. Who is one who you will not get it back? Meaning, don't ask for it in return. It is better to just help, offer, etc. Period. Singularities. Stop adding more. The whole process of now and the flow of life are in the singularities. They're foundational. It is simply better to give, to share, to help. Period. No more. No more you, no more thought, no more nothing. That is simply the best, and you stop. You just do it. You just be it, embody it, whatever. You just choose it. That's literally, you just choose it. Choose that which matters most in the very moment of now, continuously. In presence, that is the flow of life. Because if every moment you continuously choose that which matters most, that goes into the future by investing in the now, and it comes back in return. That's the flow of life. Except, I do not lend it in interest, meaning you don't intend that, but when you just be in harmony and give in life and not give into the self, then life rewards life. It's not interest, it's that which matters most. You give most, you get most. It doesn't matter if it's you give $50 and they give you a penny. You gave, they gave. Period. Stop there. Singularities. You stop there. That's what it means. But give, not get it back, as in, just don't add. Just stop. It's better to just give, and that's it. Don't add narrative to it. Don't add meaning. Don't add anything else to it other than that which is the flow of life, that which matters most. Beyond any other explanation, your own mind, your own being can ever comprehend. You never add more other than that which is life and matters most. That's all that's saying. And when you do that, life returns. Even if you don't look for it, it just happens. That's the flow and that's the return. That's natural. It's not intended. It's not intended by the person. You just simply make singular choices in the moments of now that align with life and that which matters most. Do that continuously, and everybody should be able to at least imagine what would happen. Except people name those all the time superficially. Not that those are irrelevant. I'm not downplaying that. But that's not the whole thing. It's like, if all you do is work out your body and you never say work out that which is within, one's going to be beefy, one's going to be shriveled. So it's like, it's always about harmony. But you got to know all sides to be in harmony with something. You got to know, to be in harmony physically and intangibly within yourself. You have to know both separately as well. Like, understand each separately to work together. "96, Yeshua said, the kingdom of my Father is like a certain woman. She took a little leaven, concealed it in some dough, and made it into large loaves." I'm assuming that's another word or another form of yeast. But which, yeah, again, I just expressed on that. That's the flow of life. I literally just expressed on that. You invest in the now with life. You invest in life, so to speak, in each chosen moment in the now. And that expands outward. That flows outward to other people, to other things. Like, it just always flows outward continuously, and then it returns. It gets larger, comes back. That's simply the flow of life. You do something nice for a person, and if you inspire them enough, if you inspire them, if you spark life in them enough, it will return. They will return it, even if they don't understand why they are. That's life. That's simply the process of life itself. Just like my other neighbor. I was broke. I borrowed $40 off him for gas and other things. And before I could pay him back, what'd I do? I was about to mow my grass. Or I did, and I took a break, and he asked me to mow his, and I was like, I was already going to do that. And he said, well, if you do it, you don't owe me the $40. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I'd say I'd pay it back anyway, but I'm like, you know what? I'm still broke. So you know what I'll take that. Because I'm like, I can use that $40 when I get it more. then obviously he could he needs to help mowing the grass more. But what I do, that's all he did. That little gesture right there. I mowed his grass for the rest of the year for nothing. He didn't ask me to do that. Older guy, he got his own problems, his own responsibilities, and a lot on his shoulders. So I'm like, well, if you're that nice, then I'm gonna reflect it right back to you. Here's how I took it. I took it that generous that I'm gonna mow you the rest of your freaking grass for the rest of the year without you even asking me to, regardless. And I didn't receive another cent for doing it since, nor will I ever ask for it either. And it's like, you see how that expands? It's like it's expressions of life. That's how much that gesture of life, of do this little bitty thing for me, because he has a little yard. I mean, it's like, what, 20 yards long by like 5 yards wide, or maybe 30 by 10 or 20 by 10 yards. It's like, dude, I'm not even going to break a sweat. It's like the gesture was there, and it was so much that I had to reflect how much it meant. And I reflected that. In return was he got his lawn cut for nothing in appreciation of life and his gesture of it for the rest of the year. And quite frankly, his burdensome of his own hasn't subsided. So I'll just simply cut his every time I cut my own, regardless. I was going to do that for the other neighbor too, but his landlord said no. He'd rather get that money off of that extra money off of the tenant and send his own people, where I was like, I don't care to pay me or not. I was like, dude, and again, that's just another, what, 20 yards of mowing. I think this front yard is like 20 by 10, if that. Yeah, I'm hearing loud and clear. I just hope I can finish this in time, because I don't want to keep, I just don't, I don't want to bounce around videos. I just want to get this done, clean and over with, and move on to other ideas that I have brewing. 97, Yeshua said, the kingdom of the Father is like a certain woman who was carrying a jar full of meal while she was walking on the road, still some distance from home. The handle of the jar broke and the meal emptied out behind her on the road. She did not realize it. She had noticed no accident. When she reached her house, she set the jar down and found it empty. Well, that's quite simple. It's simple, but it's very deep. Like, it depends on how far you take that reference, like how far you want to take your understanding of it. It's just telling you to be mindful. I mean, be mindful of yourself, just to be aware. That if you're just walking along, you're not aware of what you're doing, and your valuables could just be gone. Whereas if you're not treading carefully and understanding, you just suddenly not realize you're talking nonsense or illusional propaganda. 98, Yeshua said, the kingdom of the Father is like a certain man who wanted to kill a powerful man. Every time I go to talk, I feel a cough coming up. In his own house, he drew his sword and stuck it into the wall in order to find out whether his hand could carry through. Then he slew the powerful man. What was that? For just authority? That's the only thing I'm thinking, just expressing authority. Which, yeah, like the creator of life, that which is life, and that which flows from it, is the only authority there is. Truly. "99, the disciples said to him, your brothers and your mother are standing outside. He said to them, those here who do the will of my Father are my brothers and my mother. It is they who will enter the kingdom of my Father." Excuse me. I gotta get a taller desk or a shorter seat. I'll lean over too much on this. It's pretty self-explanatory. Those who do the will of my Father are my brothers and my mother. The only known will of God to be known without direct authority reference, since God ain't here yelling at everybody of his authority. The only thing that could be discerned to come from God is that which is life. And in harmony of life, it really isn't about brothers and sisters and mothers. It's harmony. It's in a deeper reference, it's simply all about harmony. Harmony of life. Or it's only about presence, not about identities or labels or hierarchies and stuff like that. Fracturization. Because like when it doesn't matter if it's your brother or not, it's still a singular existence standing there. It's like you take the label away, does the person remain? Yes, they do. So if both of you are in mutual harmony and understanding of life and the flow of it, it's not about brothers or mothers, etc. It's simply about life and the harmony and flow of it. I mean, that's the deepest understanding, explanation of understanding I could say it. 100. They showed Yeshua a gold coin and said to him, Caesar's men demand taxes from us. He said to them, give Caesar's what belongs to Caesar, and give God what belongs to God, and give me what is mine. Oh, shit. Everybody knows that. That's superficiality and absence of. Man, give to man what man creates for man. Give to God what is God's. Except me, I give it all to God. not the money thing, not that way. I give all credit to everything to God. Everything. That's once you understand, it's like there's nothing. How do you argue with absolute? How do you argue with God? It doesn't. I can't process that. Okay, I can't. It doesn't work. There's no arguing. I've tried. Everybody's argued with God before. Everybody's complained. Everybody's, you name it, said it all. Everybody's said it. Everybody has said it all. All different kinds of things. So it's like it's all yours. And obviously, the things that man creates for man is an absence of God. And that's why there's Caesars in Caesars and not God's. Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. And then that. And give me what is mine. Which only makes sense this way because of who he was speaking to. He was speaking to the very people that were about to crucify him. That is what he was saying. Give me what is mine so I can be crucified and fulfill the covenant. That's what made that. Oh, shit. "101. Yeshua said, whoever does not hate his father and his mother as I do cannot become a disciple to me. And whoever does not love his father and his mother as I do cannot become a disciple of me. For my mother something, but my true mother gave me life." What's the 3 dots? So it's not about hate or love. That's still superficiality. That's still surface level emotions. That's not. I mean, you can't put that which is within. You cannot put words on it like that. Like, it's not emotion. That's what flows. That's what comes from it. That's what influences emotion. So it's not love and hate. Those are emotions. It's proper order. You do not elevate them above or below to that which they belong to. You don't hate them. You don't love them. And that, when it's, the deeper reference. It's just presence of life. It's like I appreciate my father's role in my life, entanglement, and his own singular existence himself the whole time through my life into now, which is much deeper than physical emotions, because I'm not operating from physical surface level. I'm operating from within outward. I'm influencing what my body's doing. That which is within is the one controlling the fingers. It originates somewhere. There's a lot more to you than just your physical brain. From that center of self, that center within you, it's just harmony with life, appreciation for it. Because, like, you look at a human being and how dynamic and just intricate and everything that creates even one single person, human being, it's like, there's so much there. So much harmony to even allow a person to be. And how is it so downplayed? And it's even greater than, that's what I mean, it's even more than the emotional references of hate and love. "102. Yeshua said, "Woe to the Pharisees, for they are like a dog sleeping in the manger of oxen. For neither does he eat, nor does he let the oxen eat." And I went over that earlier text. They have access to information to be used for understanding. But they use that information for self-gain. They are neither being nourished by it because they don't understand it, nor are they letting anybody else access to that information to be nourished by it. They are basically showing here, all we know how to do is consume this, not embody it, not reflect it, or anything else, or not even to be able to understand it. Just simply understand how it serves themselves in every single which way form there is, instead of how it serves life and how they can serve life. And that flows outward to everybody. Everybody. And it comes right back to 103. Yeshua said, "Fortunate is the man who knows where the brigands will enter, so that he may get up, muster his domain, and arm himself before they invade." Yeah, everybody's fortunate who knows, who is knowing what's the dangers ahead. Oncoming dangers of any kind, knowing them beforehand is fortunate, is a blessing. Gotta put chapstick on. Been so cold, Hank. The heat cranking dries up your skin, dries your lips. I hate it. It's annoying. "104. They said to Yeshua, 'Come, let us pray today and let us fast.' Yeshua said, 'What is the sin that I have committed, or wherein have I been defeated? But when the bridegroom leaves the bridal chamber, then let them fast and pray.'" Excuse me. There's my brush. So they said to him, and they said, what is the sin I have committed? Yeah, to fast and pray. Oh, to fast. Meaning it's accountability and repentance of sin. And Yeshua's like, what sin have I committed? What sin has defeated me? But when Yeshua leaves, that's when you fast and pray. Meaning after crucifixion and resurrection and completion of, what's that word again? It's like contract. Oh, I can't think of it. I just had a brain fart. Fulfilled, what is, dang it, what's that word? Fulfilled the contract. You know what, I'm moving on. That's too long to sit here and think about a single word. 105, Yeshua said, he who knows the father and the mother will be called the son of a harlot. I have absolutely no idea what that's even talking about. Moving on. I really have I have nothing to even start on that, to even analyze. I have nothing to start to analyze that with an understanding. Because I don't know. 106, Yeshua said, when you make the two one, you will become the sons of man. And when you say, mountain, move away, it will move away. The only thing I could think of on that is simply the process of life. Or no, authority, I don't know. I forgot. I went over that before. I just can't remember what it was now. Because like I said, all this is in the moment, so I don't have any notes. I'm not going to alt tab and look up anything I've said before. I'm just trying to remember it in the moment. I covered that. Move the mountain and it will move away. I covered that, but I can't remember what I said on it. Whatever. Moving on. I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and sit in silence and then not remember. And I'm not going to sit here until I remember because I'm recording. 107, Yeshua said, the kingdom is like a shepherd who had 100 sheep. One of them, the largest, went astray. He left the 99 sheep, went look for the one until he found it. When he had gone to such trouble, he said to the sheep, I care for you more than the 99. Again, the deeper you take that, the deeper you understand that, the more beautiful it gets. That's as simple as I can explain it. Because the 99 were perfectly fine. You don't have to, what do you have to go save or look for the 99 when they're safe and sound? You don't have to worry about them. Yeah, care for you more than the 99. One, because it went astray. It needs help. It needs more care. I care for you more than the 99. It's not a value system. It needs more care. Because it went astray. Meaning it needs more presence of life, not ignorance, not absence. Because, quite frankly, you want everybody to be in presence, because that which matters most. And that is the only fruit to eat. When Yeshua said, "He who will drink from my mouth will become like me. I myself shall become he, and the things that are hidden will be revealed to him." He is teacher of teachers, I'll tell you that. Because that's the one who taught me of life, of that which matters most. So it's the teachings that are like him, coming to the understanding of life. And the things that are hidden will be revealed. In my case, further understanding of life. He who will drink from my mouth will become like me. To name something more within biblical reference would be receiving the Holy Spirit, because that is what he gave out on the cross. And what is the flow of that Holy Spirit? That which is life. Different name, different wording, same foundation, same explanations. It's like saying caramel and caramel. That's all. And I'm not comparing myself to him. I'm simply expressing that once I stopped seeing, there was a very specific point in time, January 7th, 2025. Disregarding, not including, sitting here explaining every single detail in every which way I've been working on the past year with an understanding. Once you go from seeing and only understanding absence of life and how much of it there is, to literally flipping the coin, rather having your coin flipped, and suddenly seeing and understanding the opposite, presence. It's a whole nother understanding. It's a whole, things that are hidden will be revealed to him. And once again, I am merely speaking with an understanding, not authority, nothing of the sort. Simply an understanding of life. The presence of life revealed. And if you want a simple trick to understand that, take every negative, every wrong, every absence you know, and then realize the only way to know that is to know its opposite, its presence, its positivity, etc. To understand that as at a deep foundational level within yourself it's not as simple as the explanation of it. And again, this is all just within understanding. Not authority, not claiming, not freaking identity, blah, 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 just understanding. And that understanding, the presence of life revealed. That's why I could sit here and look at a little turtle, trees blowing in the wind, rain, sunshine, anything, and see what is present instead of what is absent. "109. Yeshua said, no wait, yeah. Yeshua said, the kingdom is like a man who had a hidden treasure in his field without knowing it. I like that. And after he died, he left it to his son. The son did not know about the treasure. He inherited the field and sold it. And the one who bought it went plowing and found the treasure. He began to lend money at interest to whoever he wished." That's just an expression of the flow of life I just explained earlier. Once life is present, give it out, it returns with interest. That's without intent either. It's not intended interest, it's just a natural flow of life and presence. Presence gives more presence. Either word of the presence you want. The square box kind or life kind. It's like absence doesn't repeat. It just ends. "110, Yeshua said, whoever finds the world and becomes rich, let him renounce the world." Somewhat. That's just basically putting it simply. I mean, you got to dig that one. Not really renounce the world as it's meaningless. Renounce the man-made world as if it's the foundation of life, basically. Oh wait, whoever finds the world and becomes rich. Whoever understands the world and then becomes rich with understanding of life, let him renounce the world. Whoever understands the absence and then understands presence, let him renounce absence and embody presence, basically. Whoever finds the world, whoever understands that which is built upon itself, man creating things to serve man, not to serve life. Renounce those, because you are rich in understanding that which matters most, which is life. Don't value a vehicle because of its looks or its superficiality, style, blah blah blah. It's conveniences. That's the word. Don't value a vehicle for its conveniences. Renounce it for its conveniences and appreciate its functions. Its functions for life. And how do I make that crystal clear to you? Imagine a world without a single automotive piece of equipment. Like as if every vehicle there is just suddenly disappeared. Imagine what would happen to the world. Which was more valuable? The function it was created for? Or the conveniences that were placed on top of it to look shiny and nice and to make it comfortable? The conveniences are there to make the function comfortable and easier, not to outweigh or value the function. That's as simple as I can put it. 111. Oh, great. This one should be good because 77 was 2, coincidentally. Yeshua said, the heavens and the earth will be rolled up in your presence, and the one who lives from the living one will not see death. Does not Yeshua say, whoever finds himself is superior to the world? Not really, because that just added a hierarchy shit to it. I don't care where it's from. I don't care for hierarchies. Harmony is the flow of life. The only thing superior is life and the creator of it. Everything else below that is the only way to truly flow in it is harmony. So, will not see death. The death of essence, I'm assuming. I mean, I haven't been there yet. I haven't tasted death yet. I sure as heck tasted hollowness, though. Stupid absence. Actually, I think that was worse. 112, Yeshua said, woe to the flesh that depends on the soul. Woe to the soul that depends on the flesh. Yeah, it's just out of sync. And that's exactly the personal workings I've been doing. My own personal workings on myself is exactly in opposition to that. Don't be divided. That's why I'm sitting here just expressing without a roadmap, no notes, no nothing. Just go with the flow in the moment. Don't be divided. Don't be one thing or the other. And just be in the now, whole as I am. It's like I'm not the flesh dependent on the soul. I mean, it's not really a dependence. I simply flow from that which is within. It's not dependent on it. It's not going to feed me or house me or clothe me or anything. So yeah, I'm not dependent on it that way. Nor do I depend on my physicality for the soul. That's the flow of life. That's external. I don't really like for nourishment. Like even just seeing like a family out together enjoying themselves. There's no negativity at all. There's just simply a presence of a family enjoying an innocent, enjoyable moment together. Even to see that happening is food for the spirit, food for the soul. I don't depend on myself for that. I depend on life to present that nourishment for the soul. Not the body to give it, but just life and reality of all of existence to just present what's there. That's why I could just sit here and look at this little turtle and just look at it from within myself and just analyze it and just its presence, everything going on, and just be in just complete awe of it. And it's everything that makes it be in the flow of life and everything else. It's like, that's nourishing. Not what it means to me, what it is, period, itself. That's where the true food for that which is within comes from. Not from freaking dictating everything and this means this what means what to me and no. Yeah, it's just simply to be complete and yet irrelevant other than to be the receiver. No. See, you know what? Never mind. Because yeah, that went out of context. 113, his disciples said to him, when will the kingdom come? Yeshua said, it will not come by waiting for it. It will not be a matter of saying, here it is or there it is. Rather, the kingdom of the Father is spread out upon the earth, and men do not see it. I've been seeing it. Sadly, I've been seeing the absence too, and how ugly that is. I'm not going to get into that because I'll be sitting here rambling about a lot of absence, a lot of nonsense. As far as when will the kingdom come, as far as I'm not even going to get into that. That's not my authority. That's nobody's authority to name. That's only endless hypotheses and opinions and analyses. There's nothing. It doesn't matter what answer you come up with. Nothing and nobody short of God can make it happen. Just because you figure out a date doesn't create the moment within reality. That is not anybody's authority to create except that which is God. So, sorry, not sorry. Get over yourselves and understand that as it is. Everybody takes theories and hypotheses and everything else as word of God. When go look up a definition of a theory or opinion. It's not fact. Don't take it as fact. There's nothing wrong with listening and understanding, but you don't make absolutes without authority. And if you're referencing something from God or that which is God, you have no authority to. Therefore, it's just simply sharing of information. Leave the authority and the declarations out of it. Okay, final verse of the Gospel of Thomas, 1:14. Simon Peter said to him, let Mary leave us, for women are not worthy of life. Yeshua said, I myself shall lead her in order to make her male, so that she too may become a living spirit resembling you males. For every woman who will make herself male will enter the kingdom of heaven. Again, I'm pretty certain that's a mistranslation. Or, no, it's a reference for the times because women were viewed as less in every single way, shape, or form of all of the societies and cultures in that area at the time. That is why it states that directly like that. But what does that mean directly from that which is in a deeper sense to life? Harmony. It's about harmony. There is obviously physical differences. I'm not referencing physical differences between a man and a woman in physicality. Do we have any visuals of the essence of a person? No. When I try to visualize anything like that, even my own, can I visualize? Does it does it even come off as my physical presence? How it would look? No, it doesn't. I got nothing at all to go on other than it is there. That's it. There's no physicality, anything, nothing to go on at all. So, based on that reflection to other people, is there any difference between singular existences within a human body at the core between each person? I don't think so. Because at the very core of my being it's intangible. It's not male or female. That's a physicality thing. That's a physical reality thing. That's a whole different ball game. That which is within the intangible self is not gender related. It's existence related. One's physical reality, one's intangible existence. From that reference, because that is my reference. That is how I see everybody. That is how I understand everybody. They are a singular existence within of themselves within a person. As a person, I don't view two people at all the same other than what they express. It's like if two people are expressing the same thing, I'm going to understand them in the same way, but I'm not going to look at them as if they're the same people. Their understanding and their expressions are the same. But that's it. So, like I said, it's more about harmony. Like I said, there's so much more to even just a human being. Just because you go put it under a microscope doesn't downplay crap, man. Like, come on. Oh, it's like I said, like so much ignorance that what's going on could be going on. It's like deeper understanding from within is, it's understanding of life. It's like it's not about, like, you don't disregard the physicality, okay? You don't dictate life over it, though. It's the other way around. Stop putting it invertedly. If your essence is gone, what are you? A soulless husk. So when the question really is at the end, do you want to pass as a physical husk, or do you want to flow in life with the very essence that is you. Harmony of both, yeah. But one has a limit and the other, we have no idea. Like, I mean, yeah, how are you going to measure the intangible? But we can't deny it either. Or rather, everybody else can't deny it. I don't question it at all. So it's not really will make herself male. That's only the time, that's only speaking on the times. Whereas you talk about it like now with an understanding, and it's like, yeah, physicality is important, but that's not the core of life. So if you take it deeper, there is no, it's not that the physical is irrelevant, it's that it's not being analyzed, it's not being included in the analysis at all. That's why I keep talking about seeing, understanding things as they themselves are, not I see this, how is it, what does this mean to me, not receiving it through your own self-reference lens first, but place it as it is within understanding itself prior to self. And it's like that essence, it's not gender related, that's physicality, and I'm not including that right now in that reference. So just make everything harmonize with life. Oh, and that's it. That was the Gospel of Thomas, translated by Thomas O. Lamb.